Hello students, welcome to the next grammar topic, that is reading unseen passages. Hope you have understood all the previous examples and filled appropriately in your workbook. In this session, you are going to study some of the unseen passages. In unit number 2, you have reading examples. Like your first year workbook examples, this year you are going to study these passages for 10 marks. We know that there are 3 types of passages: short length passage, middle length passage and long length passage. I am LD Ratnakar, lecturer in English. Welcome to you this reading session. We know that this reading is an interesting activity that begins at a very young age, but we read for different purposes at different times. In first year workbook, the skills of skimming and scanning were introduced, but this year the focus is mainly on developing students' ability to comprehend or to understand logically while drawing inferences, literary and descriptive, also narrative text type of passages have been selected. It is very easy, like your skimming and scanning ability. You have to read the given passage at least twice, because you get your question paper 15 minutes early. You have to read the given passage thoroughly. Try to understand the central theme of the given passage, because most of these passages are taken from the current issues or the current problems. Some of them will come from science topics, and some examples will come from biographies or the autobiographies. It is very easily you can score out in this section if you understand the central theme of the given passage. Like this long passage, in the same section, reading section, you have poetry section. From a well-known poetry collection, you would get 4 to 5 lines, and that section is about 3 marks. 3 objective questions we are going to ask, and most of the answers you will get in this poem only, because this poetry reading helps you to understand the literary comprehension of the writer. There are 15 poems which have been included in your poetry section, and in your passage section you have about 10 passages. Read all those 10 passages and try to understand the meaning of this passage and answer them in a sequence order. That means you should not change the order. You have to answer from A to J in an order, in a sequence. Like this passage section, for poetry section also, you have to follow the same sequence while answering the given examples. It is very easy. I have told you this passage is very easy if you remember some of the points while answering the given passages. Hope you have your workbook at your home. Read your first passage thoroughly and understand the first passage is about the hospitals. They are then and now. Here you have the beginning of the hospitals, how they have started from the ancient period till today. Read it thoroughly and understand it properly. If there is any subject matter on any present topic or on any current relevance, most of the examples you would get in a clear manner, but rarely the examination committee is going to check the logical ability of the students. Sometimes they may ask you to write the particular title of this passage. Even they may ask you to write the antonym by just adding the prefixes to the given words. Like those examples, it is very easy, like for antonyms and synonyms, sometimes the title. While reading these passages, first of all, you have to read the given passage in a nutshell. Means you need to understand how much you know about this passage. If you know more information about this passage, include your own points and compare those points along with the given passage. Now come to your first passage, the hospitals then and now. In the first paragraph, the narrator says that means the author says that how all of us have seen the inside of a hospital sometime or the other. Hospitals have special smell of their own and very busy all the time. But how did the idea of setting up a special place ever come about? In the next page, the idea of hospitals caught on slowly, then passed into the church. Earlier, the ancient people means ancient rulers have started these hospitals and the caring centers. They have started into the churches. By the 4th century, church hospitals had begun. Centuries passed. By the 17th century, public hospitals were founded in Britain by rich citizens who wished to serve the public. The hospital as we see today began to evolve only around 19th century. People began to live in their better conditions. They felt the need for more cleanliness and better expert care. In the past, nuns and other members of the church had done the nursing. It was Florence Nightingale who began to feel the need for trained nurses to care for the sick. She began the St. Thomas Hospital in England. This was the first training college for nurses ever. Hospitals soon began to have public wards and private rooms. Today, any hospital is a vast, complex organization. There are doctors like physicians and surgeons and nurses. There are other staff like receptionists, record staff, hospital managers, etc. They even have pharmacy. Big hospitals could have porters, orderlies, electricians, carpenters, plumbers, security. Oh, that does not sound like a small town in itself. This is the brief summary of the hospital then and now. Whenever you have such type of passages, first of all, you have to look out for the title of the given passage. If there is any title, if there is no title, you have to look out for the dates and the years mentioned in the passage. You have to remember like the date of birth or the date of an achievement. Remember all those eras, the dates mentioned there. These are the few points you have to remember. Now come to the comprehension section, that is objective question. On these passages you are going to get 10 objective questions. Like your first section, there is no need to use more than a sentence for these passages. You have to use a word, phrase or a sentence for these passages. Now look at your first objective question. It is, what did the ancient Greeks use as a resting place for the sick people? Correct answer is temples of their gods. Second one, why did the Romans realize the need for hospitals? Because they are always at war. Their soldiers needed care and treatment. Third objective question is, when did the church hospitals begin? During 4th century. Question number 4 in the next page with 3 options. Rich citizens in Britain founded hospitals because it is A option, they wish to serve the public. Fifth one is, name the first training college for nurses. It is St. Thomas Hospital in England. In the 6th section, there is a table and there are 4 blank places. With the help of these arrows and places for the sick, you have to fill these 4 blank places. First one is dash. It is the temples of the god. The ancient Greek people. Write that ancient Greek people in the first blank place in first column. The place for the sick is temples of gold. Second one is 4th century. The place for the sick people is church hospitals. Third one is 17th century is public hospitals is the work for the sick. Next one is 19th century. 19th century are the public wards. The 7th objective question is, find the synonyms. The words which are same or similar to the given words from the passage for the following words. The first one is understand. For this synonym you have the appropriate word in paragraph number 1, that is smell. Second one is established. In paragraph number 4 you have its answer. It is founded. Third one is dispensary. In paragraph number 8 you have that answer. Big hospitals. Dispensaries means big hospitals. And the last objective question is, find the antonyms from the passage for the following words. First one is layman. Layman means a common man. The opposite word, the antonym of this word is an expert. Second one is personal. Public is the correct antonym of this word. Only 8 objective questions are given there, but in your forthcoming examination you would get 10 objective questions. These questions will save your precious time during your annual examination. As much as possible you have to answer these questions in a word, phrase or a sentence. Hope you understood this reading unseen passage. Refer some previous year question papers on this example and try to solve at your home. Thank you.